All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. And that's the million-dollar question. When will the economy collapse? Okay, and to be honest about it, that's the great event that all of us are waiting for. All right. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 in verse 1, and it reads, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower. All right. And the prophets are upon the watchtower watching everything. Okay. We're watching the current events, the news, everything that pertains to the prophecies, right? Like it tells us in Sirach chapter 39. All right. Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 39, verse 1, it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. You see? Habakkuk 2 and 2, it says, and the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And the prophets of the Lord, the prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai, are making the visions, the prophecies plain, all right, to give the understanding to the elect, you know, so that you can see it, you know, breaking the scriptures down correctly. Verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for appointed time, as Yahweh Shem Shai has set these prophecies, you know, for an appointed time, a specific time. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. The prophecies are speaking. We at the end, man. We are at the end of the world. We are at the end of Esau's dominion. Okay, so these prophecies are speaking louder and louder every day. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So we're waiting for this man to roll out this this digital ID system. All right, which we're going to get into here in this video. This is from Redacted. It says, oh no, banks removing cash and moving to all digital future. All right, this is the image of the beast that's speaking right here. All right, this devil's technocracy, man, where everything is going to be digital. No more cash, no more money. All right, so let's get into it. And we're going to let the scripture speak.
Well, listen to this story. Imagine walking into your local bank just to get some cash. You need some cash because, I don't know, maybe you want to, pay a babysitter, buy a car, or pay a landscaper. It's cash. You have every right to do it. It's a currency. You should be able to do this. You want to buy a car. It's your right. However, you want to get some cash out of your account. You go to the teller. You walk up to the teller, and the teller then looks at you and gives you some blank stares. I'd like to get some cash out of my account. I need a few $1,000s. And then the bank teller says, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Walks over to the bank manager, who then comes to you and says, I understand that you want to take some cash out of your account. May I ask what you plan to spend it on?
To which you say, your mama.
Your mom. Yeah, your mom. Yeah, your mama. Your mama has an OnlyFans page, and I want to. Well, I don't know, whatever it is, but yeah, none of your friggin' business what I want to spend it on, right? Yeah. I mean, that's what I would say. My jaw would hit the floor if this happens. I'm sorry. Why is this any of your business? My money is in your bank. I'd like to take my money out of your bank. I want to spend it however I'm going to spend it. That's exactly what's happening at local banks in multiple Western countries, from Australia to the United States to Canada. Sorry, we don't have cash here. You can't take cash out because we simply don't have it. Here's just one.
Man, see? This is Proverbs chapter 23, verse 5, and it reads, it says, "Wilt thou set thy eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle towards heaven." So as we've been telling you, as we've been warning you, all right, that physical cash, physical money will become obsolete, man. It will no longer exist. Okay? They're slowly phasing it out to bring in the MOTB system, the CBDCs, man. All right? removing cash and moving to an all digital future. So there's nowhere you can run anymore. You can't turn your face from this. You can't hide from it. You're going to have to deal with this thing. All right. This thing is right here in your face. OK, so all you jakes that put your trust in your money and your bank account and that in the big bag. All right. It's about to disappear from your ass, man. All right. And people are not prepared for this. You see, and when they push this thing, this is what's going to aid into the chaos and confusion, all the destruction that's going to consume, America. All right. You tell people this, but they don't believe it. They can't imagine, going to the ATM, to the bank and not being able to receive cash. This is the last thing that people could be thinking about, but it's happening. You see.
One example in Canada, this one's gone viral this week, but this is just one of many that we're seeing, where a banker refuses the customer's withdrawal who just wants some cash out of his own account. Watch this.
I can't, wait, I don't understand. What are you talking about?
So I will either give you a bank draft, or if you're going to get cash, I will need an invoice for the car purchase.
Why? No, I'd like to, it's for, the car's payments for in cash. I can't use a bank draft.
Are you buying from like a private?
Yeah, it's private.
person?
It's literally from my friend.
From your friend?
Yeah, but he wants it in cash.
Can he give you like anything that you purchase it from him?
How rude.
No, you don't need that. Bro, what is it? I'm only asking for 3. What is this? It's my money. I'm allowed to withdraw from my own bank account.
Yeah, so I can.
You said what's the maximum limit you can give a withdrawal to a customer? It's $3,000 on the day. You've already mentioned that multiple times.
Yeah, not today.
Why not today?
Today I would need a bank draft, or I would get an invoice.
But why you need proof of what it is? Why is that? And why is that? Why is that? Why do you need me to tell you what it is? What kind of proof is that? I bring in a note? Like how is that? What is that going to change? I don't understand.
So that would
You need to give me my money.
buying.
I'm not taking a bank draft. I would like cash, please.
Yeah, I won't be able to give you cash today.
I won't be able to give you
I'm just gonna
cash
sit here
today.
until you give me cash, so I'm not going to leave.
Can you imagine this?
Well, and you know what's messed up is this guy questioning stuff. He'll probably end up getting kicked out of the bank, maybe arrested by the police because he's causing the disturbance.
Yeah.
Like they treat the customer like they're a disease.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm not
today.
leaving. No, sorry, you're not getting any cash today. Of course, the real reason she's asking that question is because she's trying to avoid at all costs having to admit the fact that they don't actually have cash in the bank anymore.
Ooh, see, and this is going to be the norm. All right, imagine hundreds of people going into the bank and being denied, cash from their bank accounts. What the hell you think is going to happen? You see, this thing is moving really fast. All right, Matthew 24 verse 21, and it reads, it says, For then shall be great tribulations, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. All right, a time of great tribulation. You see?
Strong's G 2347. Thlipsis.
That's the word for tribulation. It says a pressing together, pressure. You see that? The pressure is coming down. All right. When people no longer have access to money, all right, that's pressure. Okay. It says metaphorically, oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits. All right. This is the position that the people are going to be in, man. Total distress, straits, tribulation. All right. You can't use money to buy anything no more. Where buying and selling no longer has, it has another meaning. It doesn't mean anything anymore. All right. Cash is, pretty much going to be nothing. All right. Anguish, burden, persecution, tribulation, trouble. Yeah, it's going to be a time of trouble, which is Jacob's trouble, man. Going back, it says, verse 22, Matthew 24, verse 22, it says, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sakes, those days shall be shortened. So everything is coming to an abrupt halt, man. The Most High is speeding this thing up. All right. Because, hey, while everybody's distracted with all of the bread and circus and the bullshit that's going on in the world. All right. Better believe, man, they're preparing to crash this economy. You see, it's getting ready to go down. Right. That's why I said that's the $1 million question. When will the economy collapse? We're all waiting for this. All right. All the signs are in the air. basically, right?
It's gone. And of course, there's a multifaceted group of reasons as to why it's gone. Number one, they don't want bank runs on large number of people when they come into a bank who want cash, right? So they don't want bank runs. Like everyone's like, wait a second. I think I want to get my money out of this bank.
Right.
now.
Is this Greece? Come on.
Right. Well, remind our audience what happened in Greece.
Yes, Greece, the money was so deflated so quickly that you couldn't get any money out of an ATM more than once a day. Maximum amount was about, I don't know, $200 at the time. It's wild.
Yeah, and ridiculous.
This is in modern times, like within the last 5 years.
Right.
Right, and also in Venezuela, you know, the money completely lost value, and they were just tossing the money in the streets, as the scriptures say, right? Ezekiel 7:19, it says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. That's the money. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. You see that? And that's what's going to happen, right? When people realize that you can't do, you know, shit with the money anymore, they're just going to cast it out in the streets, right? NLT, same verse, Ezekiel 7:19. In the NLT, it reads, it says, they will throw their money in the streets, right? Just like how they did in Venezuela. They will throw their money in the streets, tossing it out like worthless trash, right? Because when money no longer has meaning, you know, then what's going to be the purpose for it? You know, it says their silver and gold won't save them on that day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah's anger. It will neither satisfy nor feed them. See, you're not going to be able to do nothing with it. It says, for their greed can only trip them up. Right. So this is how you know all roads lead to the Charagma, man, to the MOTB. This is what's coming. All right. A digital system. Every country is on board. All right. I did a lesson about a week ago going into the what's it called? The SWIFT. Let me see if I can pull that back up real quick. SWIFT. Here we go. Right? So it says SWIFT planning launch of new central bank digital currency platform in 12 to 24 months. This is what we said. This thing, they could crash this system out and they could push this MOTB system within the next year or two or less than that. Once again, the Most High is speeding up the prophecies. That's why I said it was spiritual that the program was called Swift, because these prophecies are moving swiftly, man. You see? So this thing could really be mandated on the scene within the next year or so, man. They could just totally crash this system out, get rid of the money, and fully implement this CBDC digital payment system, man. No joke.
This happened.
And of course, so they don't want these bank runs. They don't want a bunch of people rolling up to the ATMs trying to get money out of these banks. One way, of course, to eliminate bank runs is to eliminate cash. Totally. Which is what you're seeing. This week, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, put out an ominous warning that cyber attacks could destroy the banking industry and cause bank runs, meaning people run to the bank to try to take out their cash all at the same time, but the banks don't have your money in the first place, so they can't give you any money anyway. This isn't a conspiracy theory. What you're looking at here is the International Monetary Fund issuing this warning. The organization's latest global financial stability report warns that the size of extreme losses from cyber incidents has more than quadrupled since 2017 to a value of $2.5 billion. The report also claims the financial sector is uniquely exposed to cyber attacks. Well, it's a good thing we don't have any cyber attacks. Oh, wait a second. Widespread reports over the past 24 hours of entire 911 phone networks going down. Cyber attack on the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which brought down a bridge thanks to a barge hitting it. Well, yeah, we don't have any cyber attacks to worry about. So
Which is currently being investigated by the FBI. You should say that so no one says, like, where'd you get that, Clayton? That's a conspiracy.
Yes, the FBI is currently investigating the Francis Scott Key Bridge 20 days after it struck the bridge and brought it down. Anyway.
Right, so there's been, ample amount of warnings from the feds, warning about cyber attacks and things like that. So, Esau's pretty much letting you know that, look, this is what they're going to use to crash the system. You're talking about EMP, blackouts, all these things that are going to pretty much bring down the economy, the social structure of this system, man. That's why I said you got to be ready for anything to happen at any moment. All right.
I have a question really quick. So are they still, when they add to the monetary, like the money supply, are they still required to print what they're putting out, or are they just adding it in a computer? Because what I'm wondering is if there's actually a shortage on notes.
No. It's a fraction of the actual money that's technically in supply, in circulation. The ones in, the digital version of the dollar, there's only a fraction of that actually available in cash. And
that's why I said, hey, just remember that you were warned by the prophets of Great Millstone first, man. All right. This is Zephaniah. This is Zephaniah chapter 1. All right. Because this thing is so plain, man. There's no way that you could deny it and pretend like you're not seeing this. Okay. We know exactly what's getting ready to come next after they get rid of this economy. All right. It says Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 11, verse 10, Zephaniah 1 and 10. And it reads, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, there should be the noise of a cry from the fish gate. All right. The fish gate representing the the place of business. Right. And you can tie that back to pretty much, like Wall Street, the people who handle the finances, the financial sector. Right. It says, and a howling from the second and great crashing from the hills. You see that? And this system is going to crash out. This economy is going to crash. All right. It's coming. All the signs are on the wall. How ye inhabitants of Mektish, right? Mektish going back to the, which would be like your investors, the people over the stock market, your financial gurus, all that. It says, how you inhabitants of Mektish, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off, right? Because money is not going to have, it's not going to mean anything anymore, right? It says, and that's the point. So we're coming into the time where this current economic system is going to be phased out, is my point. Okay? And they're going to usher in this MOTB system, the CBDC system. All right, which is tied to the image of the beast. Okay?
coins that exists in the United States. The rest of it is digital.
Before the pandemic, when they changed the laws for deposits, it was 4%. So now, best guess is 1% of money that exists in our economy actually exists in paper form.
Can you imagine? So now the IMF, according to their bank runs note in this report, says the risk of bank runs. The IMF claims incidents in the financial sector could threaten economic stability if they erode the confidence of the financial system or disrupt critical services. For example, the organization warns that cyber attacks could cause bank runs, where large numbers of customers withdraw money from the bank and strain its finances. The IMF warns.
Right, so the MOTB, the CHIP is coming, man. All right, and they're going to use these calamities, you know, to bring it forth. All right, the infrastructure is vulnerable. You know, the power grid, as they said, the banks, the computer systems, the airlines, all these things that have been brought out. You know, that was that the feds have been warning the people about that are at risk, that are at risk. You see, same chapter, Zephaniah 1, jumping down. In verse 14, it says, the great day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is near. It is near. It hastened greatly. Yeah, this thing is coming quick. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly, right? Because it's going to be a terrible time. As we read in Matthew 24, a time like no other. The day of his wrath, Salaki, the day, Zephaniah 1 and 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. All right, think about that. All right, when people try to have, when people try to do bank runs and get their money out the bank, you know, and the whole economy just crashes out. That's a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. It says a day of the trumpet and the alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, right? It says, and I will bring distress upon men that they shall walk like blind men because they have sinned against the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and their blood shall be poured out as dust and their flesh as dung. Neither shall their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushai's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So the point is that neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, man. Okay? Money is not going to save you. Okay? Money is about to disappear. This is what we're telling you, man. This is all in the news, man. All right? Painfully obvious, man. All right?
The IMF says their solution is an all-digital framework. Da-da-da, of course. Scare you, make you fear terrorism and cyber attacks, and move you to an all-digital framework with no cash whatsoever.
Boom. See? An all-digital framework where cash no longer exists. Okay? And all countries are on board. All right? This thing is going down. And this is what we said. You Israelites out there that's been denying the prophecy of the charagma, the MOTB, pursuant to Revelation 13, verses 16 and 17. All right, what are you going to tell your congregation when this thing is implemented? Okay, everything's going to be tied to the device that goes under the skin. Your passports, your ID, your bank account, credit cards, your medical records. Everything is going to be tied to this. So what are you going to tell your congregation when they mandate this thing? You know, no more hiding from this prophecy, no more ignoring it, no more, with these whack ass breakdowns. It's time for you Israelites out here to deal with this. All right, you were warned by the true prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai first.
Here's their report. Digitization means the more financial transactions and services are conducted online, it creates more entry points and vulnerabilities for hackers to exploit. Weak corporate governance of cybersecurity means that some financial firms may not invest enough in cybersecurity and may not have adequate policies or procedures to prevent, detect, or respond to cyber attacks. So this move towards digital infrastructure means that we also need to have the cybersecurity back-end infrastructure. That's why you're seeing the rise of CISA in the United States, the cyber insecurity division within the United States government now, which is with this new FISA law and everything else, is the infiltration of American businesses so that the government has their hands in all of this.
Not just that, but on what you can say. CISA has said that they want to make it clear that they can downrank American citizens who cause panic in the banking industry. They have said that. We've showed you that.
I forgot about that. You're right. Go ahead, David.
And also this is so there was a legislation that was put in place by big corporations for a certain sprinkler system in hotels. So it put a bunch of small mom and pops out of business. And this is the same thing. It's like these small companies aren't going to be able to afford this high-tech cybersecurity stuff that they're putting out there. So it's another way to squash small businesses.
Or small banks.
Well.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
But what they think they can do is exactly this video we just showed you, is stop this kind of thing, plus conversations around it, because they know that bank runs are not going to spread in the mall or the town center. They're going to spread on Twitter, and then you will go to your local bank. So they think they can control it by taking control of the internet and free speech.
And we knew this was going to happen. They already told us to prepare for this all digital future. We've been reporting it here on the show. In 2019, the CEO of Bank of America, not a small bank, said that it costs them billions of dollars to have to deal with cash. They hate cash. They told us as way back in late 2019. They don't want cash. They want an all digital future. Here's the CEO of Bank of America.
We are the largest sort of card coming out of wallets: Google Pay, Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. That total was $4 billion last year. So 10 factor already on Zelle, and Zelle's growing at a faster rate. So it's growing at 100% a year, basically, Zelle transactions are. So you're atomizing money, you're making it more available, just like the ATM did when you could go in and get 20s instead of 100s because you didn't want to stand in line just to get 20s, and suddenly 20s became the norm going out of the machine, and $40 was a lot, and you could go back. This has all changed the way money works, but there's both attacks on both sides, and driving down the cost is a preeminent thing. And we've been driving that cost down hard because we want a cashless society. It costs us $5 billion for checks and cash to move around our company.
You want a cashless society.
We are driving towards a faster, but we have more to gain than anybody.
You heard it from out the devil's mouth, man. They want a cashless society, man. Buying and selling will have another meaning, man. All right, let me get that real quick. Ezekiel 7, verse 12. This is Ezekiel 7, verse 12, and it reads, it says, "The time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof." All right. I just want to read that in another version. All right. This is in the NLT, right? So it says, "Yes, the time has come, the day is here. Buyers should not rejoice over bargains, nor sellers grieve over losses. For all of them will fail under my terrible anger." And when this thing crashes out, this is the anger and the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Everything is about this. Everything is about to fail. Okay, how you normally function and move throughout society is going to change drastically. All right, this is what people are not prepared for. And here it is. These devils are on their platforms. They're on their major news outlets, and they're speaking about these things, and nobody's paying attention. All right. That's why this thing is going to come like a thief. All right.
In a sense, from a pure operating cost. And so we're driving it, and the cost will come down, and everything's happening. And the costs are already very low. It's very efficient, very little fraud when you actually look at the volumes going through.
So we hate cash. We want a cashless society. Bank of America CEO. If you want to understand, of course, how all of this is playing out, the European Union has already done this, already made it illegal for you to use more than $1,000 in cash to pay for anything, or you'll be fined. You could go to prison for it. Here was Christine Lagarde being punked on a phone call. She didn't know that this person wasn't a legitimate caller, but got her on camera to admit what is happening now with this new cash in Europe scheme.
Let's just pass real quick. Bear with me 1 second.
Europe against the electronic euro. What is the reason?
You know, it's the beauty of Europe. It has different positions. If you ask in Northern Europe, for instance, in the Netherlands, they're quite happy to see the e-euro coming. If you ask a young German man, he'll say, yeah, fine. As I said, I don't want Meta, Google, or Amazon to suddenly come up with a currency that will take over the sovereignty of Europe. I don't want a foreign currency to become the currency of trading within Europe. So we have to be ready.
No, the problem is they don't want to be controlled. They don't want to.
Yeah, but you know what? Now we have in Europe this threshold above 1,000 euros. You cannot pay cash. If you do, you are on the gray market. So you take your risk. You get caught, you are fined, or you go in jail. But you know, the digital euro is going to have a limited amount of control. There will be control. You're right. You're completely right. We are considering whether for very small amounts, you know, anything that is around 300, 400 euros, we could have a mechanism where there is zero control. But that could be dangerous. The terrorist attacks on France back 10 years ago were entirely financed by those very small anonymous credit cards that you can recharge in total anonymity.
So anything over 1,000, you're in deep trouble. You're on the gray market. Well, you're a terrorist.
But we're hoping for...
Man, see, this is heavy. And it's all controlled, man, like she was saying. You know, because ultimately through this beast system, all right, he's going to be able to control how you spend your money, where you spend it. You know, you're going to be tracked. You know, that's what it's all about. It's full domination over the people. This is why he wants to implement this thing upon the world. All right, Revelation 13 and verse 15, straight to the point. And it reads, it says, and he had power to give life to the image of the beast, which is this system here, man. This modernized Roman Empire system in the form of a technocracy, man. All right. It says the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right. So you're going to be on the list. You're going to be, you're going to be banished. You're going to be blocked. You know, they're going to make your life a living hell if you don't abide by the new system. Okay. Verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, going back to what? The MOTB. All right. It says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name, man. So it's going to be a system of full oppression, man. Tracked and monitored everything, man. Okay. All roads lead to the charagma, man. The C-hip. All right. So how much more proof do you need, man? So once again, we understand what's getting ready to happen. All right. Once they, fully crash out this economy, man. All right. So, hey, you Jakes out there been warned, take heed to the spirit, man. Pray this quick lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth, and double salutation to all you Akim out there laboring. Shalom.